Okay, everybody, welcome again to our next video about STOR. This one is yet another practice video. I just wanted to give you a chance to practice this before you get away from the computer, before you stop watching these videos. You should try to practice. Okay, so here I've set up a problem, and I welcome you to try it. I gave a little challenge for this one by throwing in a -5. Okay, so try it out, and we'll see if you can come up with the correct answer. Try to use STOR, the calculator strategy STOR. Pause the video and begin. Okay, so hopefully you have paused the video and have tried this strategy. And when you tried it, hopefully you did something that looks like this. If you did not, don't panic. You'll get the hang of it. We're going to practice this plenty in class. But for the most part, here's how you could have done this problem. Okay, it says which expression is equivalent to -5 times the quantity xy minus 3. Okay, so again, I see my keywords, expression, equivalent. Okay. If it says expression and equivalent, I should, at this point, start getting familiar with the idea that those are keywords for the strategy STOR. Okay, so we're going to store up some stuff. Remember, the thing to do is write things down, guys. Please don't just jump to the calculator steps. I know that's tempting, okay? But it helps keep organized if you write down the letters that you see. So I see the letter X, I see the letter Y. And I'm going to go like that, and like that. And of course, I start off with, you should know by now, the number 5. And my second letter needs to have a different number, so I'm putting the number 6. Okay. Please stick with the same numbers. Always add 1 to 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, however many letters there are. Okay, so I'm going to plug that in and see what my magic number is. This is just a review video, so if I'm going too fast, please feel free to go back to the previous video when we really went in and talked about every single step. Okay, so -5 times the quantity xy minus 3. All right, I have junk in here from the previous video. Hopefully you remember, Control-N for a new problem, and press no. Then you press number 1, because you're going in for a STOR strategy. 5, Control Store, the letter X, enter. 6, Control Store, the letter Y, enter. And there you have your 5 and your 6. They should be familiar for you by now that that's the beginning of the STOR strategy. They are not your magic numbers. -5 times the quantity xy minus 3 is my question. -5 times the quantity xy minus 3. Okay, and when I press enter, I get an error. Uh-oh, something's wrong. So the first thing I can see is that the x and the y are not dark. So I'm going to move over here. And just like we practiced in the last video, if the x and the y are not dark, I can put a times in between, and now they will become bold. And that's exactly what we want. Press enter, and I get the magic number, which is -135. I think that's our first negative magic number. But that's okay. It doesn't make a difference. You're just looking for a match. -135. Okay. And that's worth mentioning, guys. Whatever comes out, it doesn't matter if it's negative. It doesn't matter if it's a fraction. Whatever comes out, as long as it matches what comes out for your answer choice, it's still valid. It's still fine. Okay, so let's keep going. A, -5xy minus 15. Okay. Some students will ask me, is this a negative or a minus? And the best advice I can give you is that this in here looks like a subtraction problem. So this is a minus, but this is out front. If it's in front, it's usually a negative. And there are other ways too. I'll make a special video for that. I'll make a special video about if this is a negative or a minus or whatever can happen with the calculator. So I'll make a special video for that in the future. All right, so now we're going to check our answer choices. Choice A, -5xy minus 15. Okay. -5xy minus 15. And of course, by this point, we're starting to get used to the idea that the x and the y need that times in the middle. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it so we don't get our error. Negative 165. So there we go. We know that this is not correct. Negative 165 cannot be correct for this one. Negative 5xy plus 15. Okay. Negative 5xy plus 15. I check to see that the letters are bold. They are not. I put a times in the middle, and now they are. Negative 135. Beautiful. So now, negative 135, I know now that this is my correct answer. I could check the other answers. I don't have to, but I could. And I guess I will just because I want to show you that this strategy does work. This is the only match here, negative 135. So let's try 5 times xy plus 15. Okay. And it's also good practice to avoid that error. 5xy plus 15. So this one doesn't have the negative 5. There we go. Put the times, and 165. Okay, so 165 is not a good answer. It does not match up with the thing. So I have to put here 165. That does not match. Cross that off. And let me put in my last one, 5xy minus 15. 5x, I'll put the times y minus 15. You can see that time I put the times in automatically because I'm getting used to it, and I know. And this one came out as positive 135. So be careful of that, 135. That is not a match. That is not a match because this is a negative, and this is not. And that does not match, guys. You cannot just say, oh, well, it was close. No, it is not close. Actually, it's quite far off. Negative 135 and positive 135 are not the same number. So I want negative 135, which matched up with choice B. So for this video, choice B is the correct response. All right, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for future videos about STOR and other great TI-nspire calculator strategies.